Okay, guys, I see maximum people have joined, so let's start. Can you guys see my screen and hear me well?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, I'm sharing the latency page. I hope you are looking at the same screen, right?
Yeah, correct.
Okay, so uh, now the latency and everything, you don't have to, though this is not your job, but I'm just showing it to you how they do it or how the architect team will do it. Okay, so if you want to check the latency, etc., Azure has already given it, Azure network latency, that between these two regions, what is the latency here. Okay, so you know that your customers, all of your customers, maybe they are in Australia Central, then which region should you select? What kind of latency you will get? You don't have to worry about it though. Okay, we have more granular access also, where we can ping and check the specific speed, everything we can do that. But as at Azure admin level, you guys won't have to do it. So you guys don't have to worry about it. Okay, is it clear, guys?
Yeah.
Yes.
How is it being measured? You don't even have to worry about it. You simply have to learn how to deploy the machine. But I just wanted to show it to you, hence I just showed you that this is how they use it. Okay, so now this is clear. I hope the region thing is clear. I'll just delete it. So based on the region, whatever they have selected, they will let you know. In my case, I'm sitting in India. uh, so for me also to take remote of that machine and do everything, it will be easier if it is closest to me. I'm sitting in Pune, so maybe I'll take a region which is closest to Pune, or if I have a region in Pune, that's well and good. So I can take a region which is in Pune. But what, there is one more catch, that there are many features which I want you to teach, which I want you guys to learn, which I want to teach to you. Those are not available in Pune region. So in for this practice purpose, I will always stick to East US region. It is the oldest, the latest, and the biggest region they have. Right. So I will always stick to, most of the time I will stick to East US, because we'll get to see many features there. And no one is asking you that question, that what are the differences between East US and West US, what are the features differences, so don't worry about it. Okay. Availability option, that I have already explained here, right? But still, because we are doing this, I told you while practicing this, we are going to revise this. So if I say no redundancy, what does it mean? How many server am I deploying for one application? Am I selecting any redundancy?
No, single server.
No.
Single server.
Single server.
If I say availability zone, what does it mean? How many servers can I have maximum for this application?
3.
3.
Sorry,
2.
3.
4
3
to 5.
max.
okay, one. Let me clear this one confusion. Okay, when I say one server, there's not literally one server. What I meant in terms of high availability. Even if if I have one zone, zone 2, and zone 3. This is one region with zones. This is one region without any zone. So if I am having my application, so my application will have multiple servers by default. कोई भी अच्छा application एक server पे चलता ही नहीं है. Okay, by default you will have 5-6 servers. But all these 5-6 servers, if something goes wrong to this data center, does it matter what these 5-6 servers? If I have 5 servers, there is no redundancy, no availability set, nothing. So is it a high availability for me? I have 5 servers. This is for load
No.
balancing. This is
No.
for
No.
yeah. This is just to increase your strength. But is it your high availability? No. And now let's say these 6 servers at one place. And when I say availability zone, these 6 servers divided like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, something like this. Is it clear, guys?
Clear.
Okay. So now here, if I select a machine, now I'm creating my first machine. Where do I want this machine to be deployed? Zone 1, because I'm planning that I will have 6 machines. I will have 6 machines, and I'm planning to have availability zone. And in those 6 machines, I will have first machine here, second machine in zone 2, third machine in zone 3, fourth machine again in zone 1, zone 2, and zone 3. You can do this, or you can do it in automatic manner also. That deploys 6 machines and select all 3 zones, and it will by default it will put two machines in each zone. I'll show you that option later. But is the concept clear to you guys that if I select availability zone and if I do this, as of now, the moment I create it, I only have one virtual machine. I will have to go and create a second virtual machine in zone 2. I'll have to go and create a third virtual machine in zone 3. And then I have 3 virtual machines for one application in 3 different zones, and then I can call it as highly available. Is it clear, guys, to everyone?
Agree.
Yes, guys, what about others? Yes, no, maybe?
Yes.
Are you
Here.
Yes.
okay? Now, I'm saying no, it's not in my budget, because the moment I say high availability, though I'm paying for 3 extra machines, it's okay. That here also I was paying for 6 machines. Here also I was paying for 6 machines. It's okay. But if these 6 servers are running for one application, so the data between those machines has to be synchronized. That is for sure. Okay. I cannot run 6 different machines and call it for one application. If it is for one application, data synchronization should be there throughout machines, all of them, and continuous data replication. Okay. But if I select these 6 machines in one data center in one rack, then I'm not being charged extra for any network transfer. I mean, data is being transferred and synchronized with each other. I'm not being charged anything extra. But the moment I go to availability zone, I'm still paying for 6 machine, but now what is happening? I'm paying extra for data also. I'm paying extra because this data is being copied to this data is being copied to this is being copied to here. This is synchronizing with each other on frequently. So this is how your rate increases. This is where your budget comes to picture. Right? When I say that I don't have a budget of availability zone, I will have all my machines, all my 6 machines in without redundancy. You might think यार यहाँ भी 6 machine है वहां पर भी 6 machine है तो पैसा किस चीज का है then? So this is where you are being charged. Is it clear, guys?
Clear.
Yes.
Okay. These are just kept in one rack maybe, or in one data center, one rack, very close, very nearby, and they're connected with local cables. They are connected with local cables. So the user is not being charged, client is not being charged. But here they're using either internet or Microsoft backbone network. That is also like internet, but it's not available for public. But in both cases, you are being charged because your data is going outside the data center. It is traveling all over the city. Then it is going to next data centers, traveling all over the city, and going to your third data center, then coming back, and this is happening 24/7. So this is increasing your cost. This is how your availability zones are costly. Is it clear, guys, to everyone?
Agree.
Yes.
Similarly, I say no, I don't have budget for availability zone. I want to do availability set. So what will happen in availability set? I have already explained. The same data center, it will have multiple racks. Now these 6 machines were going to maybe close by racks, or maybe just in same racks, or maybe 3 different racks, but which are in a which are connected to same electricity, etc. But the moment I select availability set, what will it do? Availability set gives you an option to deploy your 6 servers on different racks. I mean, 2 server on one set of racks, 2 servers on one set of racks, and again, and last 2 servers on one set of racks, which are connected with different ISPs and different power supplies. So if something goes wrong with one set, you still have available your second set. So that you can select from here. You'll have to create an availability set, and you will have to select your machines. That first one should go here, and this will happen automatically then. But we are not doing that here, so I'm not creating it, because in that we still yet to learn fault domain. I'll take that once you guys are comfortable with virtual machine. So that topic is pending, and today we are not even taking availability zone. but I would just wanted to revise it for you guys. So what are we taking? No infrastructure redundancy. What does it mean? That I do not want any high availability. Is it
High
clear?
availability.
Security type,
Correct.
do not worry about it. What is confidential virtual machine? What is trusted virtual machine? Though this is very new option. Recently they have released, I think 3 or 2 months back. If you watch my old videos, you won't even see this option. But regardless, we are always taking standard. So please, no questions related to this. Okay, standard. Even in your task, if I do not say anything about it, it is standard. Okay. Image, client will tell you, it's up to client. If his application is working on Linux, if it is working on Ubuntu. Major, there are only two operating system, Linux and Windows. These all Ubuntu, SUSE, Red Hat, Oracle. Oracle is a bit different. Debian, these all are Linux flavor. Even the Oracle one is based on the Linux flavor, so you can consider it in Linux also. Okay, so all these are Linux servers. Remaining are Microsoft servers. Wherever you see Windows, Windows is a product's name, which is Microsoft's product. So these are Windows servers and these are Linux servers. Now you don't have to worry about it. It's your developer's headache on which server their application will run. You will definitely have this input in your build sheet that I want you to create a virtual machine, and your virtual machine should be this. Now look at this. Those were only few options. You can see multiple options here. That which machine do I want? Multiple options are there. Windows server, if I want Windows server, which Windows server do you need? Let's click on this. See these many options. So you'll have to select it from here. If it is a Linux server, someone who is good with Linux, go ahead with Linux. I don't mind. I can check Linux also. So I'm happy if you create Linux or you create Windows. See, Linux server. These many flavors we have. You want to go with CentOS? Which one do you want? So this information you will get from client or in your build sheet, and you will have to select it. But in your tier, guys, you are using free tier, so you are not eligible for all of the machines. So you will see which machines you are eligible for free tier. So do not go ahead and try to look at this. If you try to create a machine with this image, you won't be able to create it. So you guys will have to stick with free tier. Is it clear, guys, to everyone?
Understood.
Okay. Whenever there is some practical where we'll require big machines, I'll give you access on. I have few subscriptions where there is no limit. I'll give you subscription, but only for those particular practicals. As of now, stick to free tiers. People who are working on Linux, stick to free tier. People who are working on Windows, stick to free tiers. Okay. Do not go with Windows 10 or 11 or anything. We'll always deal with servers. Okay. And I'll tell you which server do I want. And mostly we'll deal with server 2019 data center, and it is eligible for free tier also. Select it. Here you don't have to do anything. VM architecture, don't worry about it. Now the size. This is very important, guys. Okay, size. So look at the option. We have all size. Though you will get this information also. You don't have to select. But on what basis do they decide? On what basis they select the size? Okay, what you should know about the size. Very first thing, which size are we talking about here? What does it mean here? If it says size, what are we talking about? किस मशीन के साइज की बात कर रहे हैं हम लोग? एक्चुअल में बैकग्राउंड में क्या क्या
RAM
बात
की.
कर रहे हैं? ये सो इन योर
RAM
डेटा सेंटर,
address.
ये वर्चुअल मशीन्स आपकी जिस भी हार्डवेयर पे डिप्लॉय हो रहा है ना, व्हाटएवर हार्डवेयर डू वी हैव हियर, डेल का सर्वर है या आईबीएम का है, जिसकी कैपेसिटी 40 सर्वर्स के, उस पे 6 सर्वर्स ये हो रहा है, इसकी बात चल रही है. दिस सर्वर में बी हैज 500 GB RAM and 4 TB of hard disk. Okay, and this is being divided in all these virtual machines. So this is what you're talking about कि आपको किस तरह का सर्वर चाहिए. So if you take most used by Azure users, and this is called a family of yeah, this is called their family, like D series, uh, B series, E series. Okay, so they have the family of this series. From here you can select. Simply you can select from here. I mean, for your practice purpose, you can select it from these 3 or 4. It's okay. I'll give you the homework for these 2 or 3. But if you want to see all sizes, you click here. And to understand here,
Sir, we have to मतलब हमको ये रखना
Satish, your voice is not clear. I'm not able to hear you properly. What is that?
properly right now?
Sorry.
You can hear me?
Yes, tell me.
सर मतलब ये रट्टा मारना पड़ेगा ये फैमिली का
बिल्कुल भी नहीं,
डी सीरीज
बिल्कुल भी नहीं,
इंटरव्यू में के लिए?
not at all, no,
नहीं ना?
definitely
दे
no,
विल बी नॉट आस्क ना? ओके.
definitely no. Even if they ask, you can be very blunt about it. No one will ask. I mean, even if they're asking this question, I have never seen this. Even if someone is asking, it is definitely a trick question. No one expects you to remember this. The second thing, they keep on changing this on a frequent basis. So there's no point for you guys to remember this. And I'm not even asking you to do this. But you need to understand that from where can you change the size? What does it mean? The main purpose is what does it mean? Yeah, interview question can come like this, that there is a client has an application which requires a lot of CPU usage. So what kind of size would you suggest? This question might come for sure. In this case also, you can say that we had an architect team. They used to select, my job was just a deployment. But just to get a brownie point, why to leave that question, I'm explaining it to you. So once you know the logic, you can explain that also. You can say though, okay, I was not the decisive authority to select it, but I know what is the rationale behind it. So now just look at this screen and tell me, which series will you suggest to an application which requires, which needs high CPU utilization? Let's say I am creating an app, an Android app for UT-Kloud, right? And my utilization, my requirement is high CPU performance. Which family would you suggest?
Fifth generation, E size, E family size.
Yeah, here it is. B series. And it says your mic not working. I always prefer you guys to, use your mic. No, and E series, no guys. E series is talking about memory.
Yeah,
Okay,
understood. Correct.
please get it fixed. Because unless you speak here, unless you talk about this here, it won't help you in your interviews. So please try to get your mics fixed, guys. Whoever, if it is not working for anyone else, right? So this one, it's talk about memory. Memory का मतलब होता है RAM. But here the requirement is CPU. So something like this from this series, you can suggest one size to them. Though it is not your job, I told you, but you should understand that what rationale they are using behind it. Okay. Now let's say that I have decided for some reason, I'm saying, okay, mine is, it is just for the general purpose. I am not doing anything extra, not doing any fancy thing. I just need a machine, that's it. I want to use Facebook on that. Do I need any heavy or fancy machine, anything here? I'll just simply go ahead
No.
with the most used Azure users here. In this, see, general purpose, look at this, it also says the type is general purpose. Now here I'm saying my budget is somewhere, I don't want to pay more than 8,000 rupees a month. Okay, I don't want to pay 8,000, more than 8,000 rupees a month. And I want even if it is 1 GB RAM, that is fine, I'm happy with it. Because I want a machine just for the sake of it. I just want to have a machine on Azure. I just, it makes me happy. So that's it, I want to have a machine. My budget is maximum 8,000. The cheapest you give me, I'm happy with that, and the more price I'll pay to you. But you are a consultant and I'm giving you this scenario. So which machine would you select here?
The first one,
DS1 first one, 7,223 rupees. The first one.
B1,
Okay, then I'm gonna
B1S.
just pay you 100 rupees. You
B1S.
already costed me 7,200 rupees. I'm just paying you 100 rupees because you're already costing me too much. It's already costing me too much. So I don't have that budget now. So I'm happy with your solution, but I'm just giving you 100 rupees for your suggestion, and that's it. Yeah, someone else said BS1. Yes, look at this here.
B1S.
B1S. 800 rupees. You're saving my money a lot. Here, happily, I'll pay you 500 rupees. Here, I was paying 8,000 rupees monthly, and someone with good understanding, a better understanding, helped me to get this to this one. And here, I'm just paying 800 rupees. So I'm happy to pay you one-time charge of 500 rupees. One thing, guys, please do not be impatient. Don't just read one or two lines and start answering. Whenever I ask you to read something, please do that. And not here in my classes. In IT, the very basic and key thing is reading. read your problem statement properly, read your instructions properly, even if it is my message or something, read it properly. If I send some message, you guys, if you guys don't read and just start sending some random message, my name is not there, it's not there, that is also not helping. Here also, if you just read 3 lines, you'll say, okay, 10,000, 10,000, 10,000, 7,000. If you read only 4 lines, 2,000. Unless you read all of them, you won't understand. So spend some time on reading. And when it comes to your deployment, you will have to read a lot, reading those diagrams, reading the requirement. And if you follow the same approach, you will end up in doing something else. You won't even read the whole statement. Maybe at the end they write something else. Okay, so make it a habit to read some screen error message, everything properly. Okay, in this case, I'm happy with this one. It's only 1 GB RAM, but this one I will not suggest you to use, because it becomes very difficult to take RDP and do something. This one I will suggest to you guys when you do the practical, where I tell you just create a machine and leave it, where you don't have to log in. But for any practical where we have to log in, do not use this one, because a machine with 1 GB RAM, it is not helping you at all. But here also, do not just go ahead with this one, right? Because we're not doing anything extra. Why to spend this much of money? One more thing, just because this says 28,000 does not mean that the moment you create, you are being charged 28,000. Azure charges you on per minute basis. According to this, okay, how many hours there are in a month? 730 approximately, I guess, 730 or 720. That is the range. Correct me if I'm wrong. Let's say 7,223, 720. So 10 rupees per hour you are being charged for that. And that too, Azure is charging you on minute basis. So if you use it for 15 minutes and delete it, you are being charged only for 15 minutes. You're not even being charged for 1 hour completely. Okay, so don't worry, just don't go by these big amounts and then don't hold yourself by testing something. But if you do not require it, don't go ahead and deploy a biggest machine. Okay, because in free trial, you guys will definitely have some quota. Whenever you see the quota, yes, one more thing, when you guys start deploying the machine and if you see the quota error message, try to figure out it at yourself, at your end. Do not raise it to me. I mean, if you're not able to do it, then obviously come. But the quota is not the error message. What is quota? I will tell you. Uh, by dictionary definition, quota is a limit which has been assigned to you. So in free trial, whatever subscription you guys are using, just because you have 15,000 rupees, it does not mean you can create 50 machines. You will have a quota that at a time you can have maximum 4 virtual CPUs. Now you use those 4 virtual CPUs on 4 different machines, or you use those 4 virtual CPUs in one machine. It is up to you. But at a time, you can only use 4 virtual machine. So if you take this machine, guys, and start practicing, while you are practicing or till the time your machine is up, no one else from your group will be able to deploy another machine, and you will get the quota error. So figure it out among yourself. That if you see the quota, go to go here and check all the virtual machines who has created a biggest virtual machine. Ask that person, are you done practicing? Could you please delete it, or could you please resize it to the smaller machine so I can also practice? And this is what we will be doing it. Okay, so now is it clear, guys? What does it mean, the size of the machine?
Yeah.
Costing is involved in this. I'm not taking this size because once it is logged in, I will be, once it is created, I'll log into this machine. So I'm going to take this one. Virtual CPUs, what does it mean? That this physical server, if it has 8 CPUs, how many do you want out of those 8 CPUs? So I'm saying I want 2. What kind of RAM do I want? I want 8 GB of RAM. Data disk, how many disks do you want attached to this? So I'm not explaining it right now. I'll explain it to you when we go to the disk session. Okay, but this is what you can see. I mean, if you have, if no one has shared the name with you, normally they share the name with you that this is the size you have to take. But if the name is not given, and even if the configuration is given, you should be able to come here and check and select the machine. That is the reason of this exercise. If you are able to achieve that, then our exercise is successfully completed, I would assume. So if I give you the name, you should be able to select it via name. If I give you the specification, you should be able to select with the specification. Okay, and you will not always get the exact specification. I may tell you that I need a machine with 1.5 GB RAM, 1.5 GB, 1.5 CPU, 7 GB RAM, 3 data disk. No matter how hard you search, there is no such configuration here. In this case, you will go with this one, whichever is the nearest one at the upper end. If I have asked for 1.5, you won't give me 1. If I have asked for 1.5, you will give me 2. But this will never happen, guys. Okay, very rare case, because your architect team, they will go through this, they will work on everything, and then only you will get this. It never happens. But just from the interview point of view, trick questions, or in here in training, if I give you such odd numbers, so it is your job to understand and select the next nearest number, not the previous nearest number, the next nearest number. If I'm asking for 1.5 GB RAM, and if you do not have any 1.5 GB, do not give me 1 GB RAM, give me 2 GB RAM. Do you have any 2 GB RAM? No. What is the next number? 3 GB RAM. Do you have? No. What is the next closest number? 3.5. Okay, then give it to me. But with this, my condition was 2 CPU also. Am I getting 2 CPU
Sir,
here? Yes.
sir, CPU means what in understanding? I didn't understand.
The virtual cores, do you
I know the
understand
RAM
the
and storage disk, matlab storage RAM will be the speed.
that's okay. That's okay.
CPU.
Completely fair question. I was expecting someone to ask, but no one asked, so I thought it's clear to you guys. I'll show it to you. Let's say. Do you understand processor? A processor which is there in your laptop.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
That is your CPU. Simple. Your processor will have, look at this. I think I got the exact image what I was looking for. This is the processor, guys. Okay. This runs everything. This is the brain of your computer. We have it in your laptop, you have it in your PC, you have it in server, you have it in your mobile phone also. So this processor, there are categories. It is a 8-core processor, it is 16-core processor. I mean, it is a capacity. The more cores you have, the more fast your computer will function. Okay, so this may have 28 cores, which means 28 CPUs. 28 CPUs it has. Now, out of these 28, how much do I want my virtual machine to be allocated with? Out of these 28, I'm saying कि 8 मुझको ही दे दो, आप 20 बाकी सबको बांट दो. I'm ready to pay. 8 servers should be dedicated to me. Like RAM, ये जो अगर आपका 20 GB का RAM है, इसमें I'm saying I need 16 GB RAM. Remaining 4 GB में आप 2 मशीन बना लो, किसी को दे दो, I don't mind. I'm ready to pay for 16 GB. Similarly, इस प्रोसेसर में जो कोर्स है ना, you're dividing them virtually. Is it clear, guys?
Yeah.
Yes, no, maybe. Why so silent?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Any other guys? Any other question who did not understand? Feel free to ask, guys. This wasn't at all a silly question or small question. Good, he asked. Though I was expecting someone to ask. Did you not understand any other component? What do I mean when I am saying distribution of RAM? Did you understand everything? Did you not understand anything? Any questions? Any comment? Anything, guys? Before we proceed. Okay, so I'll take that as a yes, that everyone understood, and we'll proceed then. Okay, so this is what we are talking about, size. Now, disk IOPS, don't worry about it. We are going to discuss this and this together. Temporary storage also together. These three will look in combination. The premium disk also. So everything, these four, it can be discussed all together when we go to disk section. But mostly what you will get is directly the name of the size. You don't even have to worry about it. This I did just for your explanation. Most of the time you will see standard D2SV3, 2 virtual CPU, 8 GB RAM. But in practice, I think I'll be giving you this one, because as I told you that there is a quota, there is a limit of virtual CPUs for every subscription. You cannot use unlimited virtual CPUs. So if 4 of you start creating 4 virtual machines with this subscription, how many virtual CPUs will you use? If let's say 4 of you are practicing together, and I'm asking you to each of you create 2 virtual machines with this subscription, with this size. So how many virtual machines are you using?
8 CPUs.
8 CPUs.
Yes. And if I said each person 2 machines, then you're using 16 of them, right? Which is way beyond your quota. Maybe your quota, it's maybe 6 or 4. You'll come to know that once we start practicing. Okay. So maybe I'll give you this one. But in this case, let's stick to this because I'm the only one who's creating. Username and password, I already explained it to you guys. Anyone has any doubt in this one? That which username am I creating here? Which password am I creating here? Okay. Now let's talk about uh, these ports. Okay. Public inbound ports. Though we are not talking about them in detail, this will come in networking section. We are working on compute. We have compute, storage, network, and migration, major sessions. We are just talking about compute now. This will be explained in detail in networking session. But here, and this information also you get with your build sheet, that what ports do I want. But just to make you understand that if someone is running a website on any server, they will ask for these 2 ports. If it is a Linux machine, they will definitely ask this port, SSH. And for a Windows machine, if you want to take RDP, I showed it to you in last session yesterday. RDP, if you want your server to be utilized via RDP, then you will have to check this box. But I'm saying no, I just want to deploy the server and I don't even want to take remote. It's okay, you don't have to select anything. Okay. If it is let's say, and it must not be empty because I have selected something. Okay, if you do not want something, just select none. There is no connectivity on this machine. I just wanted to see a machine on portal. I have done it. But no, in your case, I want accessibility of RDP. SSH, HTTP, HTTP, let it be, not discussing now. Okay, but I want every one of you, if you are creating a Windows machine, check RDP. If you are creating a Linux machine, check SSH. Or you can check both of them in both cases. Doesn't matter. Okay, so this is what you have to do it. Explanation of this we are going to learn in networking. Next is disks. I told you there are many types: premium disk, premium SSD, HDD, and everything. But we'll come to that. Okay, delete with VM, let it be whatever it is. Key management, don't have to worry. Creating existing disks, etc. You don't have to worry about it. Okay, click next. Networking, don't worry about it at all. Whatever is coming as default, just take it. This is the same information which you saw over there. You can change it here or select or deselect something here. Whatever you get here, let it be. Whatever you get here under management, let it be. One thing you could use here, it's auto shutdown feature. Auto shutdown, what does it do? That I'm practicing on a machine, okay, and I'm planning I'll delete it after 3 hours, but I may forget it. So a running machine will cost me extra compared to a machine which is in shutdown mode, right? So just to safer side, what do I do? That I'll put a time. Let's say that I'm practicing now, and if I want that, okay, 4 o'clock we are going to finish this session. So in case if I forget to delete this machine, at least this machine should be shut down, so I'll be less charged. A machine in on condition will charge you extra. A machine in off condition, it will still cost you, but a little bit lesser than that. Okay, so what I want is I know that till 4 o'clock we have classes, and after that I am gonna delete it. But just in case I forget to delete it, at least 5 o'clock my machine should get stopped. It should get shut down. So my cost will not be there. बहुत ज़्यादा cost नहीं लगेगा. Okay. And do I want a notification of that? No, I don't want that. As of now, uncheck this. And this one is also optional. If you guys want to try doing it, कोई machine बना के देखिए, 4:30 बजे बनाइए, उसको 5 o'clock का shutdown time दीजिए, and then see how machine gets shut down. I'll show it to you कि कहाँ पर दिखता है वो सब. Once our machine is created, then I'll show it to you. ये कहाँ पे दिखेगा कि machine का status क्या है and everything. Okay. Patches etc. leave it default. Networking, leave it default. Advanced, leave it default. Tags, it's a very simple thing, but we only have 3 minutes now, so not covering in this session. In next session I will cover it. Tags, it's same for all the resources throughout, be it storage, be it networking. The concept is same. I will explain it to you what it is, but in next session. Now, not now. Next is review and create. Either click here or click here. And now my machine is being created. It will validate. Some validation has failed. Let's click here and check what has failed. Okay, now what has happened here, guys? I did not log off and log in with this ID. If you remember, we had that error, and after that I did not log off and log in. So that could be the issue. So now once we now you know how to create a machine, right? So now it's only 2 minutes are left. Before starting the next session, I'll just fill all these options again and I'll create it, and then I will start the session. So once our machine is ready, I will just ping you in the WhatsApp group, and then we can uh, start our session. So we don't have to waste our recording time uh, by just looking at the screen when machine is being created. Okay, so I'll fill this information again. I'll log off from this ID, log in again, fill this information again exactly the way we have done it, and click on create. And once the machine is created, I'll ping you guys on WhatsApp group, and then you can join using the same link. So we have a 2 minutes left. Do you have any question?
Sohail bhai, I have one question here. As you showed that shutdown time, so
Hmm.
while if we are working in a company, so is there any shutdown time which is mentioned in while creating a machine?
Definitely. Depends on the application. Let's say there's an application where my 5 developers work. There's only one server. My 5 developers, they come daily on 9 a.m. They turn on the machine and they work, and they leave at 5 o'clock. They don't work in night shift. There are no shift. So why should I pay for that machine 24/7, right? When I can shut down that machine and lower my cost.
Yes.
So what will I ask my administrator to create a machine for me? This should be the size, this should be the subscription, this should be the resource group, this should be the subscription, this is the operating system. And my developers, they never work beyond 5 o'clock. Still, safer side, let's keep it sometime, and I want my machine to be shut down 7 p.m. every day. Tomorrow morning they will come and they will turn it on. It's their job. So you're saving your cost from 7 p.m. till tomorrow morning. So yes, you will see these scenarios. Okay, guys,
Sure.
only 30 seconds are left. I'm stopping the session. I'll ping you guys once this machine is ready. I'll have to log off, log in, and create this machine again.